previously on...
What's up everybody, Boletsky here. The other 2021 update videos are still on their way, don't worry.
The lie detector determined that was a lie.
Hey everybody, it's been a minute. Before anything else, I want to thank everyone here. When I released my first video on a whim, I didn't think much of it, but now I'm over halfway to 1,000 subscribers, and I've received so many kind and encouraging comments over these past months. It's not much in the grand scheme of things, but it means a lot to me knowing you enjoy listening to my thoughts, so I really can't thank you enough. On the other hand, if you're new to the channel, welcome aboard, and I hope you've been enjoying alongside everybody else. First, let's address the elephant in the room. Why I didn't get around to finishing my Syndicate review and 2021 update synopsis. To be honest with you, I just got burnt out on Malifaux after continually looking at the same cards and searching for synergies for 6 months, sometimes for crews I wasn't even that interested in. I even only had the time for 8 to 10 matches, and I ended up using those opportunities for testing my analysis as much as having fun, and after so long, motivation waned. So as personal deadlines got pushed back a week at a time, and as the world was opening back up, working on the channel just got away from me. That's straight up my bad, and I take the blame for it. In retrospect, committing to a series of 9 videos on the Explorer Society, each being 30 to 60 minutes long, was probably a big mistake right at the start, especially for me. I work best in motivated bursts when I get really excited about figuring something out, and that continual excitement doesn't often last into the more grindy parts of finishing a long project. One of the final nails in the coffin was the Gaining Grounds 2 update, after which a handful of key points and strategies I brought up in my videos turned out to be wrong or just didn't work anymore thanks to FAQ. I was a bit lost after that realization, and my perfectionist method of long-form and in-depth commentary could just be made partially obsolete by any given update. At about the same time, commenters were asking if I'd be moving on to all the other factions, and while I wish I could promise something like that and deliver, I feel like A, the further I get from factions, crews, or topics that fit my playstyle or that I have experience with, the worse my commentary will get. And B, I would just be repeating my original mistake of committing to a project scope far greater than my motivation and excitement will realistically last. And I have a lot of other ideas I want to work on, both for Malifaux content and not. I won't rule it out, but I want to go with quality and fun over quantity and arbitrary completeness. Granted, my procrastination wasn't all that bad, since before learning these lessons I could have wasted much more effort. I could have easily spent dozens of hours analyzing, writing, recording, and editing the Syndicate review, only to have Malifaux burns totally change the keyword. With Malifaux changing so drastically and rapidly, holding off opinionated speculation isn't the worst idea right now. All that is to say, despite the endless list of flaws I personally see with it, I'm happy with my Explorer Society series as it stands, and I think I'll be putting the long-form keyword deep dives to rest for the time being. On a lighter note, and speaking of Malifaux burns, many of you are probably here because you heard I'll be doing a content preview, and you'd be right. My preview comes out on Friday, September 10th, so I'll see you guys back here soon. I'm super excited to show you what I got, and there's already some combos and setups I've found that have me excited, but right now I'm gonna shut up before I let anything slip. In addition to that, I have a video soon to be released on my first non-Malifaux topic, an introduction and how to play overview for a card game I was introduced to around the beginning of this year. It's quickly risen to be among my all-time favorites, and although it's a different game than Malifaux is, the two have much in common when it comes to interesting playstyle design, strategic resource management, and some secret schemey type decision making. As for future Malifaux content, like I said earlier, I have some ideas. I'm reminded of one of my favorite content creators from nearly a decade ago who said he got into the habit of not sharing one-off ideas, since getting people excited will result in constant asking of when and may leave them disappointed, but rarely will anyone feel bad or complain when you surprise release something they enjoy. I'm going to partially ignore this advice and leak one idea. This is more of a stream of consciousness than anything concrete, so I have to ask you to take this with a grain of salt. If you agree to these terms, please click the like button and we can continue. Lately, what I think about creating most is a series of videos that teach people how to conceptualize the game in their heads, such that they can move from playing at a beginner level to playing at an intermediate level quickly. If you want an example, check out my Apex review where I talk about and make a diagram of the way plus flips and minus flips cancel out, along with all the general sources that can grant those flip modifiers. A lot of Malifaux content out there already talks about how keywords play or teaches the rules interactions, but I think this kind of fast track to playing well is more rare. I've personally seen people who enjoy other tabletop games hit this learning curve like a brick wall, and quit in frustration before they get a chance to see how well Malifaux plays competitively, and I think that's a horrendous shame for a game this well made. I'll keep thinking about this, but like I said before, grain of salt. Anyways, that's all I've got for today. Thanks as always for watching, and I'll see you all back soon for my Malifaux Burns preview, and more.